Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Spiritual Spotlight series. Today, I'm joined by Tallamy. He's a top life coach and life purpose coach with over 25 plus five-star Google reviews and counting, plus many website testimonies on his website page. He has 10 plus years of experience as a life purpose coach and helping people in organizations find and live their life purpose and mission. He is the creator of the Hero Process and Life Purpose methodology. As life purpose coach based in London, UK, he works successfully with clients all over the world, from the United States, which is where I'm located, Canada, South Africa, and Australia. Adam, thank you so much for coming to the Spiritual Spotlight series. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you, Rachel, that you got all of that in. Well done.
Adam may have coached me before we started, so it's okay. He is doing his purpose. He is coaching, and I'm so excited. So
That is it.
So, Adam, welcome again. With over a decade in the field, what initially sparked your interest in becoming a life purpose coach?
That's a really great question. So in 2008, I had a burnout. I was running a recruitment company, owned a recruitment company, and it all got a bit too much. And one day I just lost it. And I couldn't work for 2 years. And I started basically just trying everything, spiritual techniques, counseling, you name it, I did it, from the mainstream to the wild and the wacky. And as I started to get a bit better, I started asking very poor, unsuspecting friends and family, what's the point of all of this? What's the meaning of life? What is this all about? And people would glaze over. I feel sorry now, actually. Apologies if any of them are watching. It's like I didn't get a good answer. The best answer I got actually was, you just need to get back down the gym, son. So which is good advice,
It is
actually.
great advice.
And that definitely helps, but it didn't really answer the question. So I set out on my own little mission to find out, what is this all about? What is the meaning of life, and what am I here for? Because it was more than just running. It's great to run a company, but there's more, right? So that set me off on this journey, and before I knew it, I was helping other people answer that question as well, and that's what I've been doing for 10 years now.
I find that very interesting. Do you find that a lot of people they hit this burnout and they hit this brick wall and then it's almost like they have blinders on before they take them off and then you're helping them to kind of define what's your life purpose, what's your mission? And do you find that like you had the hard time asking that question for yourself? Do you find that people that come to you also have that a hard time asking that?
It's a real mix. Some people are absolutely in that zone, and that's what they're asking, and others come. Most people come in a state of crisis.
Yeah.
They've had their own burnout, they've had their own meltdown. The relationship's not going well. They're not sure what to do with their career. COVID certainly shook a few people out of their stupor. Right, a lot of people now, they're just looking for more meaning. I mean, what is the point? Especially when bills are going through the roof, inflation is going up, mortgage prices are going up, and people are struggling. And in times of struggle, people turn to either religion or
Mm.
spirituality, or they look for something deeper. So I kind of feel, not wanting to, relish on that, but it's a great time to be doing what I'm doing. A lot of people are very interested in it right now.
No, I think that's perfect. I mean, as somebody like I'm in the United States and I run a doctor's office, and I do find that right now, especially going through COVID, I feel like a lot of people have PTSD and a lot of people have we also have amnesia. And it is I do see a lot of people now, what am I here for? What is the point of all this? We're not here just for this hustle bustle and just paying the bills culture. And I think your work right now is so valuable and so important for everyone. It's so important. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm having my own like mental moment in the back of my head. So let me talk to you about this hero process methodology. Can you
Mhm.
maybe give our listeners a sneak peek into what it entails and how it sets you apart from other life coaches?
Yeah, sure. So the hero process I developed over the last 10 years. It took me a long while to find my own purpose. And when I first started coaching people, it was kind of a bit hit and miss. So through hard gained battle scars, I created the methodology. And it's basically what you need to do to really find your life purpose is you have to you have to work through your challenges, your issues, the things that aren't right, even on the day to day, but also generally in life. If your relationship's not good, you don't feel that great about yourself right now, you've got conflict with your family, those things actually, generally speaking, have to be worked through.
Mm.
And the reason for that is you need to build a strong foundation. So you need to get to a place where you're feeling good, you've got a strong foundation, then you can build your life purpose on top of that. And that's the process in a nutshell. So I see people for a minimum 2-month period,
Okay.
and during that time we can kind of work through all of the core issues. I mean, there's always stuff. I'm not saying everything will be dealt with. I wish I could do it all that fast. And then normally sort of between 4 and 8 weeks, the life purpose then drops in, and it comes to you. Generally, 90% of people, it will drop in. Normally they're on the bus. I love it personally when they're sitting in front of me, even online, because that's the most beautiful moment. People's eyes just light up. You see that aha moment. I call it the life purpose moment. It's a joy. It's like amazing. And then the hard work actually starts, because then it's about, okay, so what do we need to do to get you on this track and to get you out there and living this? And that's the other part of the hero process. Is I teach people a set of tools. So I teach them something called the feel it process,
Mm.
which is allows you to work through any emotional situation, anything that you're not feeling good about, and change it by yourself.
Mm.
And then I teach people how to come into the heart chakra,
Hmm.
right? I'm pointing at that for anyone who doesn't know. I'm sure you do.
Yeah,
And
but you never know.
you never know, right? And the reason I take people into the heart is because that's the first point of soul contact. That's
Mm.
the place where you get the clearest guidance. It's also very revealing as to what's going on for you in life. You often get symbolism or imagery or, you know, darkness that needs to be worked through. So we do that as well. And then once you have that as an option, you can do that yourself in your daily meditation part of your practice. And that will give you intuitions, that will give you insights. You can
Mm.
have a chat with your heart, right? For anyone who's not already talking to their inner voice, you can have a fully fledged conversation, which sounds woo-woo and out there, but it's very real. It's practical. I do it every day. And it can be really like, oh, what do I need to do today? How do I move forward? Do I need to go and visit this person, or do I just need to sit and just be still? If I'd have known this when I was running my recruitment company, it would have saved me about 5 or 6 years of my life. I kid you not.
Wow.
So even if you're not have no interest in your life purpose, it's a great tool to have, right?
I mean, I really like how, I mean, you're not just a life purpose coach. Like what you're speaking of is also like what I tap into as being a spiritual person, feeling into my body. Where am I constricted? Where am I holding this emotion? And then,
Perfect.
like you said, you go into the heart. And for me and for all the listeners, I definitely want them to go into their heart, go into your heart first to find that spark, that stillness, that next step thing, and then opening up your heart and then trusting your intuition. How do you teach your clients to start trusting that inner voice inside of them and how to move forward?
Yeah, it's quicker and easier than you would imagine if you haven't done it already. I first of all bring them into the heart, and then we'll do a few little practice exercises. Just check in with your heart. What do you need to do? What's the next step to help you either find your life purpose or to start to live it? And
Mm.
everyone normally goes, "Oh, I'm not sure if that's my head or if I'm imagining that." 9 times out of 10, it's actually their intuition, their guidance, and then you just build upon that. And very quickly, within a matter of days or weeks, they become comfortable with it, and it gets easier and easier. The first few times is a bit kind of a little bit challenging, but sometimes people just get it. Some people have an innate intuition that they've just
Yeah.
never connected with, and it blows my mind because it took me ages to develop mine.
I really find that fascinating. And it's not even, you don't even have to be woo woo to really start trusting your intuition. And like you said, it would have saved you 5 to 6 years in your recruiting company if you were listening, more to your intuition. So, and I love the fact that you're blending it into real world application of
Yeah,
no,
has
really
to
trusting it.
Has to be. And I was a business guy. I'm kind of a bit kind of that way.
Yeah.
I've spiritual business. I can now have a foot in both. two little tips for people who want to develop their intuition
Yeah.
further. The main thing you need to do is meditate.
Mm,
As little as 5 to 10 minutes a day. If you can get in a regular routine, ideally at the same sort of time every day. If you don't, that's fine. You just do it later or when you remember. That will develop the intuition. It's not talked about enough how important meditation is for the intuition. And the second thing, which is a bit controversial, some people are going to go, no, I'm not doing that. And I get it, is cut fluoride out, cut man-made fluoride out, stop using fluoridated toothpaste. And look, there's so much contradictory evidence out there. If you Google this, fact checkers will come up, no, that's absolutely not true. But let me
it's
tell you,
true.
I've seen it, you know it's true. I've seen it with my clients. Their intuition increases significantly when they stop having fluoride. And it's natural fluoride, great, right? That's what a lot of the evidence is based on. That's great. Man-made fluoride is actually made from a waste metal process. You do not want to be putting that into your body.
Yeah.
So yeah, give it a go. Give it a go.
I,
I've never had a filling, so I can tell you isn't going to affect your teeth.
I really appreciate you in saying that because that's something that I've kind of straddled the line on, as being a nurse and, being a spiritual person. Like I have fluoride free toothpaste for a reason. And yeah, I definitely think it's helped my intuition grow and grow and grow with other things, obviously wrapped into that. But
Yeah, there's
that's
other things as well. Yeah, and check your water, your local water company. In the UK, they've just voted, the government has voted, we're going to bring in fluoridated water everywhere in the UK. I'm like, what the? But you can't reason with these people, unfortunately. So
wow.
if that's the case, then you need to get a very good water filter, and your basic standard water filters are rubbish. So you like literally Brita. Yeah.
No, that's okay, Adam. I have to tell you this. So my son, he's actually a Culligan water salesman, and he tests water and he's like, it's rubbish. Throw that out. It does not work. There's a massive lawsuit against Brita right now for falsified claims. So Adam,
Oh,
you're
I didn't
speaking
know
my
that.
language.
Okay, all right, we're on the same page. Yeah, it's hard though when you're hearing this for the first time. It's like, really?
It's
Can
like,
that be possible? But it is.
well, I mean, this is a sidebar note. I have a family member with stage 4 cancer, and she was using a Brita water filter and everything, and he went over there and he's like, no, this is rubbish. Like, no, you have to toss this out.
Yeah.
So it's
And
we
the thing most people don't understand about water is if it's pure, if you can get it down to 0 parts per million, then when you urinate it out, it's going to collect. It's just like a sponge. It collects up all the stuff that's ready to go. So the
yeah,
better the quality of your water, the more you're detoxing. So for
yes.
someone with cancer or anything like that, amazing.
So
Absolutely.
important. So it's so important. I love this. So next question. We can talk about water all day. So let me ask you this. You have clients all over the globe, from the United States to Canada to South Africa and Australia. How do you tailor your coaching to cater different culture nuances and understanding life purpose?
That's a great question. I've never been asked that. Do you know what? It's never come up as an issue. People, maybe it's just the people that I attract, but people just kind of get it. And you can look at it cross-culturally, and you can also look at it. So I've worked with homeless people, and I've worked
Um,
with a couple of billionaires as well. And everyone has, yeah, okay, you might have more money and you might be feeling, better car, but everyone has the same set of challenges. Doesn't matter the color of your skin, how much money you've got. And that sounds really kind of wishy-washy, but I really mean that. And people do get it. And it is the same process for everyone. You've got to work through your stuff, allow it to come in, and then when you start to take the steps, more stuff's going to come up. And that's the day-to-day journey of life purpose, by the way, of
mhm,
living it. Is it's a journey of being on the edge of your comfort zone, if not beyond it,
mm,
most of the time. So the fears and doubts and insecurities that come up along the way, if you don't have a tool to clear those, you're never going to really fully live your life purpose, unless you're one of those people who just bulldoze through anything, which I used to be.
mm,
That's how I built my recruitment business, but it ended up with me having a burnout.
mm.
So I don't do it that way anymore. I now clear my fears, work through it, and when I'm ready, then I take the next step. And I think that's the paradigm shift that we're going through in the world at the moment. We're changing from that bulldoze push through, just do it, right? JFDI, we're going to do it. And I was no criticism of him because I love Tony Robbins, but Tony Robbins got me into that mindset,
Mm,
and it led to me having the burnout because I was pushing through. I was and to be fair to him, he says you have to check in with yourself. Is it the right thing? And I wasn't doing that. I was just
mm.
pushing through. That led to the burnout. But the best thing that ever happened to me, because it forced me to stop, took me on this journey, it made me heal my stuff and ask, why am I doing this? Why am I here? So yeah, so the new paradigm is basically set your intention, know
Mm,
where you're headed, check in with your heart, get the guidance, and then take the next step. And if the next step is overwhelming, then you clear your stuff until you allow it to happen. And sometimes then the synchronicities and the miracles actually that sometimes happen, not being religious, but I've seen miracles happen with some of my clients, is then those things can come to you when you're aligned to what you're meant to be doing.
that is valuable advice, and I truly, truly believe in that. When you've cleared the energy and you've set the intention, miracles do happen, and things will align, and what is meant for you will appear. I 100%
100%.
agree that. 100%.
100%. And I want to say one more thing on that,
Sure.
and which is around flow. So a lot of people talk about being in the flow, and there's a lot of misunderstanding about it, I think. And we're always in the flow, but sometimes it's not flowing, so just because you're in a place where you're feeling bad or rubbish or things aren't moving for you, that's where you need to be.
Mm,
But if you've got the tools, you then work through how that's making you feel. So if you don't feel good enough to take the next step, you've got to work through it. And then when you feel good enough, the next step will just unfold naturally. So everything, again, without wanting to be religious, everything is a blessing, a gift from the universe, from God, your soul, call it what you will, as long as you're doing the inner work to clear it and to move forward. And then what happens is, as with life purpose, your horizons expand, your
mm.
possibilities, your potentialities get bigger and bigger. And that's how I see it with all my clients, is life purpose isn't normally this massive, I'm going to save the galaxy, right? And that's what I was expecting when I first was looking
Yeah.
for it. But no, it comes in much smaller, comes in bite-sized amounts. So it will come into a level where it's a little bit challenging. You can do it, but you're going to have to go out and take some actions that are going to push your boundaries.
Hmm.
You work through those fears, doubts, insecurities, take the steps, get to a place where you could do it. And then the next iteration of your life purpose will come in, which will be bigger.
Yeah.
And you do the same. And for me, I'm on about the 6th iteration now. And I started off with, I'll tell you what it was, to stand tall and proud in my light and to spread love around the world. Okay. Which was I was like, this is a bit woo-woo. It sounds a
I
bit
love
funny,
that.
but it was cool. Right. And
Yeah.
I knew straight away what that meant for me. It meant I had a massive fear of public speaking, terrified. And I knew that if I was going to spread love around the world, I needed to be able to stand up, speak, to be on a
Mm,
podcast like this, to be able to talk in front of an audience. So, but I was really scared. So I went and joined Toastmasters, which is the amazing, if you don't know it, US-based, worldwide public speaking thing. Very affordable. They really want to care and want to make a difference for people. And I did that. And I went to this pub in Greenwich Village in London, and I'd walk up the stairs every Tuesday night, and I'd have so much fear. I felt like I was walking up to the gallows. Okay. So my
wow.
job was to sit there and every day before I went and during the time I'm there, and to work through my fears, doubts, insecurities that would come up. And the feel it process allows you to do that for yourself. So yeah.
Adam, I feel like you're my long lost brother. I mean, everything you're talking about. My brother, he talks about Toastmasters all the time, and he has his kids in Toastmasters. Like
Oh, I love that. That's cool.
everything you're talking about this is very amazing. I'm having a moment in my mind like, are we sure we're not related? So let me ask you this. So, your approach emphasizes building strong internal foundations. What are some challenges that people often face that hinder them from recognizing or pursuing their life purpose? And maybe what is one piece of advice to overcoming it?
Most people will never start the journey because unconsciously they're afraid of it.
Mm,
The second thing is those that do will often be fearful about what it's going to mean to them. Oh, but if I get my life purpose, then I'm going to have to leave everything behind. I might have to quit my job tomorrow. I might have to leave my partner. What do the family say? That's the other thing. It's the societal peer
yeah.
pressure. And let me reassure you, I've never seen anyone who's found their life purpose who's had to do those things, at least not straight away. It develops and grows very gently. And yeah, there are some bigger steps you need to take. Fears will come up. I can guarantee you that.
Mm,
If I'm putting people off, I don't blame you. It's a journey of growth, really. And that's how I see life purpose. Life purpose is the carrot that the universe dangles to take you in a certain direction. I mean, I would never have done Toastmasters because it was such a fear of mine if I hadn't been so excited about, oh, but this is my path. I'm on a mission. So there has to be a payoff at the end of it. And
yeah.
the only other thing that I can think of that is akin to life purpose in terms of how much I hope you grow is relationships, right? Because I mean, they're so painful and so challenging and confronting at times. They're going to show you all your stuff, and yet you're going to probably want to stay in it. So you've got to either work through it or you're going to break up, right?
Mm,
So it's a very similar type thing. Yeah, but there's obviously, with life purpose, you're building towards something really big, and it does get bigger and bigger. Like my second iteration was, I'm going to help 1 million people. So I was like, oh, okay, that's a big number. That's quite scary. So what do? I go and set up, I start writing a book. I start going on podcasts. I set up my own podcast. Various things like that. I start a blog. How can I reach more people?
yeah.
And that in itself brought up fears, but it also built on the fear of public speaking and made a lot of sense. It's
Yeah.
always, the trajectory is always in the same direction.
I love that. And you bring up fear a lot. And I think in one of my modalities that I'm master certified in, they talk about fear and they say it's false expectations appearing real. And so I guess how do you approach somebody that's having fear? Do you have them look at it, identify it, is it real? Like how do you approach that?
Yeah. So again, I use the feel it process, which I will
Yeah.
happily. It's so simple. People listening will be like, that can't even be a thing, but it is. So
It
if
is.
you have, yeah, if you have a fear, then whether it's real or not, if you're feeling it, it's a block. Okay. So
Mm,
between you and wherever you want to get to in life, whether it's your life purpose or a promotion or having more success or whatever it is, there'll be, say, 10, for anything from 1 to 1,000
mhm,
blocks. Your job is to just work through those blocks until you get to the place you want to get to. Okay. And there'll be steps you need to take. That's where the heart will your intuition will guide you. But you've got to work through the blocks. The feel it process is the most simple way I know to do that. And all you do is you identify, okay, how am I feeling? And it's okay, I'm afraid of taking that next step, for example. And then you go, okay, so where do I feel that in the body? Could be the typical places are stomach, heart, or head, but it could be little finger, it could be anywhere. And then you say, out of 10, how intense is that feeling? So
mm,
it could be a 10, could be a 3, whatever it is. And then your job then is just to feel whatever is there. You're not trying to change it. You're not trying to make anything happen. You're just trying to clear that emotion. And if you typically between 5 and 10 minutes of sitting with a feeling, it will dissipate. It will start to reduce. It can go up 1 or 2 initially. Not that you're making it worse. You're just realizing what's there. Then it's going to start to come down. It's amazing. You try it after the show and see how you go with that. I guarantee that it will change things for you.
that is awesome. So there is something inherently fascinating about the concept of a North Star guiding us. Can you maybe elaborate on how discovering one's life purpose serve as this guiding light?
Yes. So it informs every decision and every event that happens to you in your life, because you have this focal point. It's really reassuring. I mean, when COVID and when financial crashes and things like that are happening and people relatives are getting ill, we kind of lose our way a little bit, understandably. But that North Star of your purpose is still always there. And there's something really, I don't know, fulfilling and calming about that. And I can't imagine now, having found it, not having something like that in my life. My life was actually previously my life was about building my business, I guess. So you can give something meaning or purpose, and that's what I did with my business. And it really served me. It will always serve you anyway.
Mhm.
But when you connect with the higher purpose, your true purpose, that takes everything to another level.
I love that. And before we ask you the last question, um, how can our listeners, if they're interested in having life coaching with you, you mentioned that you're writing a book, you have a podcast. How can somebody check out all of the wonderful things that you offer?
Yes. Okay. So best place is to head to my website, which is Adam Tallamy, ADAMTALLAMY.com. All my contacts are on there, my podcast, all the links, social media, blog, etc., etc. So yeah, I'd love to connect with you. I've also, as we discussed before the show, I happily offer the first 5 of your listeners who contact me a free 1 hour session, zero obligation. If what I've said sounds interesting to you and you'd like to check it out, you'd like to know more about the feed it process, do a live kind of exploration of that, then great. Just mention Rachel's name when you contact me, and we'll give it a go. First 5 people. Yeah.
I love that. So, lastly, many of our listeners are constantly looking for credible and effective coaching options. Why should somebody choose Adam Tellamy as their life purpose coach? And any plans to scale your methodologies into workshops or digital courses?
Yes, I do. I do already run workshops.
Nice.
I also do a group coaching program, which is a more affordable way. And I love the group energy anyway. So I do those things. I run a free introduction to life purpose workshop. It runs once a month. Typically, you'll find details on my website. You can register for it on there, completely free. It's like an hour-and-a-half workshop where I'll just go into more detail and give people a bit more insight and understanding so that they know what they're letting themselves in for, right? I'm also setting up I haven't quite formalized the name of it yet, but essentially it's going to be a community hub, a life purpose community.
Nice.
It's going to start in January of 2024. And the plan is that I'm going to take 100 people from wherever place they're in. I'm going to take them to finding and starting to live their life purpose over, I think, 3 to 4 months. It's going to cost £100, which is, I don't know what
Nothing.
that is in dollars, but not a lot, right? And it'll be a large group coaching program, and we'll meet once a week online for 1.5 hours, and it's going to be epic. My mission is to bring, this is my latest iteration of my life purpose, which still scares me a little bit, is to bring life purpose into the hearts and minds of mankind.
Ooh, like that.
So to do that, we've got to play a much bigger game, which life purpose is always about. It's like, how do we scale this? How do we make it bigger? So this is the first big foray into that. So if I can do 100 people, then why can't I do 1,000 or 10,000? So that's the plan. So if
And do
anyone's
you have to
interested,
apply to be part of that program?
no formal application process. You contact me and you're in. Okay. I'd love to. I really am excited about that. That's where my absolute passion is at the moment. So starting in January next year.
I love that. Well, Adam, thank you so much for coming on the Spiritual Spotlight series. I definitely look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Yeah, I'd really like that actually. Thank you. Thanks, Rachel. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.